Hello and welcome to the Python tutorial series. My name is Lari, and today I will discuss about the functions. So let's see that what is function and how to use in application. So first of all, understand that what is the meaning of function. A function is a group of statements that together perform a task. So if you have some task by which you write some number of the statements, so you can put into a group and you can name that group by which we identify that is called the function. Functions are used to provide modularity to a program. What is the benefit of using it? Creating an application using functions makes it easier to understand, edit, checks, errors, and etc. So, for example, if you have created your application and if you writing so many functions in your application, so if you find that a function is not performing a task properly, so you can go and check and find out the error and you can resolve it. So it makes your program a more efficient, it makes your application more manageable. So we can say that it is very good practice to put the code into the function, so it leads to the modularity of our application. There are two types of the functions are available. One is called the library function. Library functions means those functions which are already developed by the Python developer and you use in your application direct. For example, we have seen so many functions in the previous tutorial. For example, print function to show the output to the user. Input function, we have already seen that to take the user's input, we use input functions. We have seen so many functions related to the math operations, related to the set operation, related to the list operations. So those functions which are already developed by the Python and you can use in your application is called the library function. Python provides a facility by which you can develop your app, your functions also. So Python provides a way by which we can develop our own functions and we can use those functions in our applications. So how to develop the function, how to create a function? Let's see first of all the syntax. So this is the syntax. First of all, you will write the def keyword to define a function. So it is a short form of definition. So you can write def. After that, you will write your function name by which you will identify your function, and it must be a valid identifier. Okay. After that, you will open a parenthesis and here you will write your parameters or argument list. So this parameter and argument list is used to pass the value to the function. So it is an optional thing. If you don't want to pass anything, then you can leave it blank. And after that, you will put colon. Don't forget to put the colon, because by using colon and indentation, we make our blocks. So a block will create after colon. And this whole line is called the function header. And after that, we will follow the indentation. And after that, we can write docstring. Docstring will be in triple double inverted comma. What is the use of docstring? I will tell you later. After that, you will write the statements, means the functionality that you want to perform through the functions. And after that, you will write a return statement. Return statement is also optional. Return statement is used to return the value from the functions. Okay. So let's see that how to declare a function in application. So for that, let's go on to the PyCharm. So first of all, you will write def, and after that you will write the function name. So you can write your function name anything, and here I am leave it blank. I don't want to pass any value, so I will write my fun, and after that here I want to perform some tasks. So the task which I want to perform is I just want to print something. Okay, so here I'm printing hello from function, and this is done. Return statement is optional, so if you don't want to return anything, this you can write return and leave it blank. Okay, and if you don't write, then it is the same thing. So by default it is something like this. Okay, now how to call this function? So after writing this function, if you want to use this function in application, so first of all, just come out from this function, and after that you will call the function by writing the function name. So I will call the function by using my fun. Okay, so now look at the output. So as you can see, my fun has been called and your code is executed. So this is the simplest way by which you can define your own function. And this function does not accept is not accepting any parameter. If you want that it should accept some value that you want to pass at the time of calling, then you will write here the argument list. So for example, if I write here that is student roll number, so here you can write a student roll. So whenever you will call, you will pass the value for this. So my fun, and here I am passing 1001. And if you want to use this variable in your application, so you can use. So I'm just printing the value of a student roll number. So here I will change the statement and I will write a student roll number is, okay. So student roll number is, and whatever the roll number you will pass. And one more facility is the function can be called as many as number of times as per your requirement. So here you can see that student roll number is 101, student roll number is 101. So here I can change the roll number also. So it will take the arguments, the values as per you will pass to the function. So this is the way by which you can pass the arguments. This argument can be any number of the arguments. So you can write here, for example, if I write the name, after that this one. So here I can write print statement and the name of the student. Name of a student is, and here I can write the name. Okay, so first value will be the name and second value will be your student roll number. So here first value I will pass as, for example, Daneyal, and second value is your roll number. And for this function here I can pass the name as Amit and the roll number is 200. So look at the output. So as you can see, the name of the student is Daneyal, the roll number is 1001, the name of the student is Amit, and the roll number is 200. So this is the way by which you will create a function and you will call a function. Okay, so I hope that function declaration and the creation is clear. Next is a Docstring. So what is the use of the Docstring? A Docstring, just remember this one, will always the very first statement in your function after function header. So here you will write the Docstring like this. Okay, so what we write into the Docstring consists that what is the functionality you are performing through this function. Okay, so here I am writing the functionality. So I am printing the name and roll number of a student. So this function will perform printing the name and roll number of the student. So if you want to see that what is the functionality by this function you are performing, so you can get this by using, you will write function name myfun dot, and after that you will write Docstring. Just look at here, that is doc. So it will tell you that what is the use, what is the functionality of this function. So here you can see printing the name and roll number of the student. So though it is optional, but it is a very good practice. We should write the Docstring that what type of the functionality we are trying to perform through this function. So user can understand that, okay, this function will perform this kind of operation. So user can get the functionalities also. So this is called Docstring. Okay. Next one is a return statement. So a return statement is used to exit from the function. So whenever the return statement will come into your function, so it will go back from the function, and it will go at that place from where you are calling that function. Okay, so the return statement is used to exit from the function and return back to the place where it was called. And if there is no expression to evaluate and no return statement is present, then function will return none. Okay, so as you can see here, in this function, I'm not returning any value. So by default, the nature of the function is it will return none. So if you want to see that, that what is the return type of this function, so here I can write like this, print, and after that I'm calling my function, and here I will pass, because to call a function I need to pass two value, so I will pass two value, for example this one. So here, first of all, it will execute the function, obvious, because we are calling this function. So the name of the student is Daneyal, the roll number of student is 1001. As you can see, it returns the none value. Okay. So if you do not write like this return statement, so still it will give you the same output, as you can see. So if we do not return any value from the function, then by default the return is none. Fine. And suppose after performing some operation, you want to return the result. So you can return the result by using return statement. For example, this is my function, and here I have a list, my list, and in this list I have some value, and after that I'm calculating the sum of this list. So I can call the sum function, and here I can pass my list. Okay, so it will add all the value, and after that I want to return this result where from this function, so I will write return and s, so it will return the value that is inside s. So here we can call this function by using res result is equal my function. So whenever this function will call, it will execute whole statement. After that it will perform the addition, it will return the result that will be stored into this variable, and here I can print this value. Okay, so here I can write result is equal, and here is the result. Okay, so the result is 11. You can do this by passing the list also. So here I can write my list. For example, my list is here, and I want that every time I will pass the list from here, and I want the sum of these values. Okay, so you can do the same by using this statement. So as many as number of value you will pass, it will just return the summation, and here you will get the results. Okay, so I hope the return statement is also clear. Return statement is used to uh, return the result from the function. If we do not pass and if we do not return any value, then it is by default none. Here is a few things that you need to remember. Variable scopes. So variable scope is, there are two types. One is called the local variable, and second one is called the global variable. So what is the local variable? Local variable are local to the function's block. We cannot access the local variable outside of the function. So what is mean by this? For example, if I write here x is equal 10, okay, and I want to print the value of this x. So here I will write x is equal and comma x. And to access this function, I will write my function, and I will remove this parameter. Okay. And just look at here, just before calling this function, I'm writing x is equal 20. And here I am also printing the value of x is here, that is x. So now when I'm calling this function, then you can see that x is equal 10 here. Okay, and why? Because this function has a x variable, and I am trying to print the value of this x, and after the function I have already one variable with the same name. So this variable not um, is not a part of this function, so we are getting x is equal 20. If I remove this x from here, okay, and after that if I execute this, then you can see x is not defined. Why? Because this x is defined inside the function. It means it is local to the function. It will not accessible outside of the function. Okay, so any variable that is inside the function, that is local and cannot access outside of the function. And suppose if you have x is equal 20 here, and if I execute this, then you can see here that it prints x is equal to 20. That is inside function. One second, inside function. To understand this, just look at here, inside function x is equal to 20, and outside of the function x is also printing the value of x as 20. Why? Because this x is defined outside of this function, means it is global. Okay, so global variable have wider scope than the local and can be accessed anywhere in the program. So it can be accessed anywhere in the program. But there can be one ambiguous situation. So let me clear that one. For example, this is global variable and you are declaring the same variable inside your function. Okay, so the local variable name and the global variable name are same. So in this case, what will happen? Just remember this one. In ambiguous situation, if the local and global variable have the same name, function always read the local data. Okay, so here just look at this. Inside the function x is equal to 10. Why? In the ambiguous situation, it will read the inside variable, inside the local, inside the function's variable. Okay. So how to access the global variable inside a function, I'll discuss in the separate video. So here the functions definition, calling, and the variables scopes are finished. And after that, just do the practice. I'm giving you two questions and try to write the code. And if you get any problem, just let me know and you can put your comment into comment box. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and share the videos. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.